Like, I know that sounds silly, right? But that's what Joe is saying. No, there's a direct correlation between. You are saying that.
No, it's not.
And let me finish with this. It's a question. So, Joe, let me ask you something. Do you think that, like, Vietnam, which is a tiny economy compared to America, right? Do you think that there's going to be a more economic beneficial outcome for America, who makes a lot of cool shit that Vietnam would love to buy, by America buying a shitload of things that Vietnam can make cheaper than America? So Americans can have a lot of cheap things from Vietnam that couldn't be made as cheap in America. Do you think that America is going to benefit overall by having a massive trade deficit? Because what the Vietnam people are going to do with that money, that they're making way more than Vietnam is buying of American goods, is going to spend that money on improving their economy so they can buy more American shit.
Yeah, but like Cora pointed out, I misspoke when I'm talking about trade deficits. I'm talking about debts, countries' debts to other countries. So if Vietnam has a debt with America and America has a debt with Vietnam, the gross domestic product of each of those countries improving alleviates that burden of debt mathematically as soon as it improves, which means we can choose to lend more to them or they can choose to lend more to us. It has nothing to do with trade.
It has to do with, I agree. And
it could be that they make all their money on something that has nothing to do with us. But that's why America has $32,000 trillion of debt, is because everybody we trade with, it's a solid investment because of the holistic economy's GDP and the force of our military that can be lent out and other services, and also the loans we have outstanding. So it's not about trade. It's about the country's gross domestic product.
Okay, can I ask you something? Do you agree that there should be free, like 99% free trade, and the 1% exception should be to protect strategically important industries for each nation?
Can you say that again?
Do you agree that there should be global free trade with the exception of 1% that should be strategic non-free trade for important strategic industries like pharmaceutical, certain agricultural, etc.?
No, but I think there should be 99% free trade, including pharmaceuticals and agriculture, and there should be 1% non-free trade for uranium or plutonium or other detrimental products of humanity.
So you think that there should be like 100% free trade on all agriculture?
There already is.
There isn't.
What do you mean? Explain.
So I'll explain. So 99+% of American Canadian trade is free trade, but there are certain reciprocal conditions in our free trade agreement that has protective tariffs on certain industries because we find them to be strategically important, right? So dairy. So America has this fucking polluted agricultural industry that is factory farmed, and like, let's pack as many as in there. Let's fucking human growth hormone the shit out of these fuckers. Let's milk the fuck out of these infected cows in our shitty factory based things. Also, you guys pay like $20 for a dozen eggs, and Canada doesn't have that reality. We have a small, family farm-based agricultural business, and price-wise, yeah, if we just let you guys come in here with whatever the fuck you want, yeah, you would fucking decimate our healthy.
They kicked me. They kicked me. What up, Nathan? They kicked me. They couldn't take my chat comments, apparently.
Why you guys never pay like a higher percentage of tariffs, like the 200% that Trump always talks about for dairy? The reason why you guys have almost never paid that is because you can't reach the limit where that kicks in. And the reason you can't reach that limit is because our standard for all of our dairy requires no, high counts of white blood cells, which means that you got the milk from an infected cow. We do not permit human growth hormone in our milk system. And so you can't profitably produce enough dairy products to meet the threshold where those tariffs would kick in. So that's a great example where the 1% of restrictions for strategic industries is justified.
Yes, I agree. And I guess I misunderstood because what I meant by 100% free trade includes the regulations of whatever country has for the products they import.
All countries.
So I agree completely. I agree completely.
No, how dare you? Let me contradict myself. How dare you? How dare you agree with me completely? Because let me tell you.
That's my
dare you. How dare you? Let me tell you the repercussions of agreeing with this bullshit idea that, like, oh no, it's cool, Jeremy. That's cool. You Mexico, Canada, America, you can all go with your communist Nazi.
We did it with China.
No, you don't. We did it with fucking demon. You fucking demon. Joe, this is the problem, okay? And let me tell you what the problem is you know why Tesla became the biggest car company in the world up until recently? It was because of non-free trade. Oh, sorry, let me take that back. It was because of innovation. It was because of, radical innovation, right? And they became the biggest car company in the world. And now let me ask you a second question. What is the second biggest electric car company in the world?
BYD. Toyota.
Thank you, Stan. No, thank you, Stan. BYD. And the reason why Stan knew that and you didn't is because of not free trade, because of tariffs. Right. The reason, and here's the problem. This is where I'm going to disagree with myself. The reason why BYD had more revenue from selling electric vehicles than Tesla last month for the first time in the world, and the reason why, Joe, you're a smart fucker and you don't know that BYD is the second biggest electric car company in the world, is because that's the problem with tariffs. Is that if you don't have competition, you get this fucking stagnant fucking industry where for fucking 40 years cars didn't fundamentally fucking change because it was a protected industry. And so if you don't have any competition, you're not trying to fucking keep to the top. And so here's the fucking thing, and I'll land here, is that BYD for $60,000, you can buy an SUV from BYD that does shit that would blow your fucking mind. Hot, cold fucking storage for your beverages, fucking, hand gestured fucking flat screen, high TVs in the back, massage, air conditioning, fucking, cars that can do 360 on a single fucking place, like a fucking drone that can go forward and check out traffic for you and then land on your fucking roof. All of that for 70,000 USD. Why is there not one BYD car in the city where you live? Tariffs. Non-free trade.
Hey, respect to the room. What's up, everybody?
Wait.
Supreme Court, but he did. They said no student debt, so he came up with another plan that was completely different. They said no to that. I don't think the Democrats have the stomach for what Donald Trump is doing, truthfully. So I think you won't see it the same way. I don't see any Democratic president issue.
You sure you want to play your own shit? You don't want me to play it, bro?
Man, I'm a man. Who it is?
No. Like, why are you driving full speed? You let him knock you out.
And now
That's
he's in
interesting, because if we're all wearing our traditional...
Hold on. We're just talking about the NAP, Henry. Are you familiar with it?
People of your
Not everybody agrees with it. It's okay. Not everybody agrees with it, but we're talking specifically about the
wearing
NAP.
our traditional clothing.
So do you notice Bima,
People
that
of your
I mentioned
political
halfway
ilk would typically
when I
be
said
against
that
stuff like
if
this?
he touches him, that he's gonna find out or whatever, right? And I said that Carmelo would be fully justified if after Austin touching him, after being warned not to strike at that very moment. But because he decided, to redraw the parameter by placing the trespass sign somewhere else, he's no longer justified. There's a cool-off period at that very point.
But you understand that he's already on the inside of the property lines, Samoa.
No,
No, he just redrew it.
No, he did. No, he didn't.
What's
You
your
can't
opinion on
redraw.
Concord?
You don't
Of course you
redraw
can.
your lines.
So as a private property owner, you can put your trespass sign 10 feet in on your property or 50 feet
What
in
about
on your
Kyle
property.
right
You
now?
get to decide. It doesn't have to be where the line of your property meets no property or not your property. You could place it 10 feet inside of your property if you want, or even 30 feet or 100 feet. You're the private property owner.
That is fucking crazy. That is just what? What are you vaccinating for? Like what? Are you vaccinating for every fucking disease known to man?
Tell me if this is a chair. And she showed a stool, like a bar stool, and way fewer people raised their hand. Right? And she was like, oh, that's interesting. Okay, let's keep going. Let's go back to the first picture I showed you that was clearly a chair that had the most people saying it was a chair. What if I told you that this chair, this image of a chair, was created by AI? How many of you think it's a chair now? And way fewer people raise their hand, right? Because it's like, oh, it was created by AI. And then she said, like, hey, but let me ask you something. Do you think it's weird that a lot of you don't think that this is a chair, but also every single image that I've showed you today was an image of a chair, was not a fucking chair?
I fucking love it. I love it.
Yeah, just some agreed shit. Whatever.
Just more than like internal. Everything. We're all subject to that internal, what is it called? Like, personal proxy. That proxy that takes your brain and says, "Oh, I know it's a chair. Wait, someone gave me additional information. My proxy of myself says it's no longer a chair." While you're like, "Ah, no, it's still a fucking chair." Very interesting.
But it's not a chair.
We have psychological proxy.
But break down, like, what do you think is a chair, and when does it become a love seat?
It's only when you get information from someone else that makes you challenge what your individual thinks.
Oh, I'm pissed that O left because it's interesting. Because one of the questions in the thing I was saying was that they showed an art piece that was like a table and chairs that were like 10 times as big as a normal table and chairs. And that art piece, you weren't allowed to sit in the chair.
So they were gay.
And one of the comments they made is like, hey, you can't sit in this chair. So it's not a chair, unlike this horse that you can sit on that is clearly a chair.
But just think about the same example. But if you have this art piece with all normal sized chairs and you call them gay, you just call them gay chairs. Immediately, people would look at them and go, "That's a chair," and then they would read the sign saying it's a gay chair, and some people would say that's not a chair. How funny is that? Fucking wild.
It's amazing. It's like you look at $40 trillion and you call it debt, but it's not actually debt. It's all just communication. It's hypnosis. It's just words.
Well, it's relevant because right now he's on the verge of going against what the Supreme Court is asking.
What did the Supreme Court ask?
In the 9-0 decision, we're not there yet, but we're on the verge.
What did the Supreme Court ask?
To return the gentleman from jail in El Salvador who's supposed to be here legally.
They're on the
Supreme
verge.
Court did not ask him to do that.
Supreme
Court has no jurisdiction.
This shit is so funny.
They asked for him to facilitate it, and it is somebody that we sent over there.
So, one important thing is El Salvador is a separate
It's its own country.
Absolutely.
Yes, it is. However, if we're sending people there, we need to be able to get people back.
No, we deported an illegal.
He's not illegal. He's not illegal. He was legally here. No, he was legally here.
Listen, apparently in 2019, an immigration court, first of all, they found that he was an MS-13 member. Actually,
no, they didn't.
It's not true. It's not true.
Not true.
Not true at all, Nelson. Don't do that. The courts don't.
Why are you in here lying?
Once they have courts don't assign gang status to anyone. That they don't do that. Courts, you don't go to court and get a gang status.
So you're saying that the president's cabinet and the president lied on national TV today.
Absolutely, because you know what? The person that said he was there, he against the government, has literally been shut up. He's been removed from his position and shut up. Why?
So you think? Okay, tell
I
me.
do think.
Do you have definitive proof that this individual wasn't an illegal alien?
He was here, protected. Not only was he protected, but he was married to an American citizen.
And marrying an
American citizen.
Marrying an American citizen doesn't make you a citizen.
No, I understand that, but he was on protected status.
No, he wasn't. He was allowed to work.
He was allowed to work. He was
and live here.
Again, so what kind of visa did he hold? Do you guys know?
He was protected by the court to be here. He was protected and allowed to live here.
I mean,
it's
just
very simple.
Jonathan, hold on. Let me talk with Jonathan. Let me talk with the other Jonathan. Hold on. He was protected by just like the individuals in the sanctuary cities all over democratic states. They were protected by the courts.
He had asylum.
What was his immigration status?
He had asylum, approved asylum from the American government.
Okay, do you have proof of that?
Yes, Nelson.
Yes.
This administration is not disputing it. The only person that's disputing it right now is you.
I'm simply asking for the proof. That's it. I'm not disputing anything. I'm asking questions.
But why do we have to supply you the proof? I mean, don't you have the ability to go
I don't have it. I don't have it. That's why I'm asking.
Yeah, but the administration is not disputing that. It's not being disputed. Go ahead.
Okay, so do you have the proof though?
Yeah, it's called Google or ChatGPT. You're quick with that. You're one of the proof of that.
He was mistakenly deported. They've admitted that.
I'm asking a very specific question.
Yeah. What is your question?
What was his immigration status, and do you have proof of it?
So, Nelson, I looked it up, and it's showing that his status is, quote, withholding of removal status. His name is Kilmar Abrego Garcia.
Yeah.
Withholding of removal status,
he's protected from removal from the United States.
Yeah, that's every single individual in the sanctuary city. That doesn't mean
that's not true.
It's not true.
That's not true.
It doesn't mean anything, guys.
Yeah, actually it does, Nelson. If it didn't mean anything, the Supreme Court wouldn't have ruled the way they ruled.
So let me find this out. The El Salvadorian citizen that was deported by the U.S.
Do you need his name?
What was his immigration status and cite me sources?
I don't understand the rabbit hole, Nelson. The American government already admitted that he was accidentally deported. So therefore, there's no reason to be specific on his particular immigration status. What that says is that he wasn't here illegally, that he had the right to be here. He was accidentally deported.
And his immigration status is withholding from removal, which is, it's a legal protection that he's granted by the immigration judge. So I don't understand exactly why this is so confusing. He was allowed to be here.
Yeah, I'm looking at this now. So 2019 withholding or removal status. Let me do some research on this. Give me 2 minutes.
I'm sharing the Supreme Court filing about him. So you can read there exactly what is his status and his information from the Supreme Court on his.
All right, anyone else wants to jump in? We're waiting for an announcement. Anyone else wants to jump in?
So back to my question. was that, what are, and I don't know if Tara's still here because I'm actually like really curious, from.
It wasn't that ass. That song was
that ass.
Straight ass.
That was like Trippy Red, like
Yeah, that's that drug music. He said he be popping pills.
I get high, so shit. I listen to shit like that.
Yeah, if you pop pills, you like that type of shit.
Yeah, that's that pill popping music.
Yeah.
Yep.
I can't believe y'all removed
Yep,
them. That's crazy.
She thought that was not removed. I swear to God, I didn't remove them.
And you take her panties off and you see the most disgusting pussy of your fucking life because it's fucking deformed and you haven't eaten pussy out in fucking years, and then you find out this bitch is a starfish, she can't fucking make you come, then you're gonna think about me the night of your wedding and my face is gonna be plastered in your brain.
Trust me, the last person I'm gonna think about
and then you're gonna think
I'm trying to fuck is you.
when you're fucking your wife.
The Lambaran, Khalitan showed the page, man. I want to have you deported back to Iran for saying such dirty things about pussy. That is so dirty, you vulgar man. You'll never get married. You will never get married with this disgusting vulgarity.
And the game continues. Chris, welcome back to Chillism Super Stupid Hypnosis. I got kicked from Chillism, but yeah, my customers all want more hypnosis, but they're not paying me anymore. And, I've got great hypnosis scripts. Super powerful hypnosis is the most powerful hypnosis is ever written in English, ever. You too can buy these books for $5 a piece. I'm serious. Yeah. Get the Tao Te Ching. That's probably like the best hypnosis book to get.
But he kind of ignored the arguments I made for that. It's not like we weren't there to begin with. We were.
Assalamu alaikum.
In the same way, the arguments that I've been making have been ignored, but that's okay. I'm just gonna continue, Trevor. Okay. So,
No, that wasn't a hypnosis.
So number 2. Now, in terms of I'll say it again. The hard problem.
It was close to hypnosis, but all communication is hypnosis, but that's not the type of hypnosis I'm talking about.
It only goes both ways if someone presupposes.
Yeah, you can lose consciousness
it's
doing
a hard
this,
problem on both levels.
but it makes you smarter at the same time. It's basically just poetry.
What is physical
It's English
is
poetry.
fundamentally beyond mind and outside of consciousness, if you define it that way. But that is a philosophical belief that cannot be demonstrated fundamentally, because the moment you observe matter, this is a deep level of science, but the moment you observe matter, it's no longer matter because you've now observed and experienced it. It's now within the realm of mind. Mentally unknowable.
Okay.
Unexperientiable.
Chris, can you come up here? Do you want to read a hypnosis document? You can hypnotize. I'll show you how to do it. Are you available to speak?
Hi,
What up?
I want a hypnosis.
Okay, you're gonna hypnotize yourself. I'm gonna get you the document.
I used a couple hypnosis ways before, but I need new ones. And they have some writers have a nice happy hypnosis evening.
Okay, so when you chant this, try to like sing it.
Sing it?
Yeah, like sing it, like hymn it, Try to pretend you're on stage and you're on theater at the Chicago Theater, like.
Okay, here we go. What does this say? There's no. What? There's some kind of a band.
You have to make it like a hypnosis, so you have to
okay.
chant. You have to chant it or sing it.
The law of the strong. This is our law and the joy of the world. Oh, that's lovely.
What is this?
It's the rights of man.
Oh. Okay, let's see. Whoa, this is crazy though. The right to live by his own law, to live the way he wills to do. To work as equal to place, equal to most is equal to die when now. Well, that's only if you subscribe to the theory about death. Man has the right to eat what he will, to drink what he wants, to dwell where he will, to move as he will on the face of the earth. What if you want to go swimming in the ocean and you want to go underwater?
Well, you're not a fish. I mean, it's all a metaphor. So are you going to read it out loud or not? I'm trying to create content over here.
Oh, here we go. Man has the right to think what he will, to speak what he will, to write what he will, to draw, paint, carve, etch, mold, build as he will, to dress as he will. Man has the right to love as he will. Take your fill and will of love as ye will. When, where, and with whom ye will. Man has the right to kill those who thwart these rights. The slaves shall serve. What the fuck? What is with this? The slaves shall serve.
I don't know. I think it's saying like stupid people who don't have, I guess, freedom. I mean, you know, it's about enlightenment, meaning if you are unenlightened, you're like a slave. I mean, you're unaware of this. It's basically unawareness.
Yeah, but even people who are enlightened want to use their time and their bodies to benefit things.
Yeah, it's about a frame. It's a reframe. It's a hypnosis. It's just part of the overall hypnosis. I wouldn't hyper analyze it because it just gives you a laugh, right? I mean, that's part of the whole thing where it's so ridiculous. You can actually laugh at this.
Well, it's not bad. I'm not making a value judgment all that much. I'm just saying I don't know about these whole killing people, or I just don't think it needs to come to that.
You have to realize this is a hypnosis. It's not literal. And this is the problem with words is that, we could talk about water for an hour, but you'll never get wet. It's just water. It's just words. So the whole thing is beyond words, and it goes into silence as being the higher form of communication.
That word, I like that. Do you? I don't know. I haven't seen much about something that I've been thinking about for a little while. I've got a theory that death isn't real. And
that's like one of the secret mysteries, meaning that in philosophy or if that's true, then that means you've always existed.
Yeah, I remember it too. That's the thing, is sometimes I have these moments of clarity when I can actually remember incarnating.
Well, what do you remember about incarnating? Because then it just becomes hypnosis again.
Well, maybe it does. I think it's, maybe you're right. It could be a hypnosis. It's a hypnosis-like. I don't know if it is the same. It's more like I just kind of forget it. I go in these states of awareness. Sometimes it happened once when I was young, vividly, and then it happened again a couple of years ago, and I can actually remember and reference it now. Where it's either triggered by things people say or something I hear or something, and I suddenly remember that, like.
Okay, here's another hypnosis document. Read this one. This is a very. This is supposedly the poet, the writer's favorite poem that he ever wrote, and so it's supposed to have like special magical powers.
Oh, special. Hymn to Pan by Aleister Crowley. Okay. Throw with lissome lust of the night. Oh man, my man. Come careening out of the night of Pan. Io Pan? Or is it Io?
Yeah, either or. Doesn't matter.
Okay. Eopan. Come over the sea from Sicily and from Arcady, roaming as Bacchus with fauns and pards, and nymphs and satyrs for thy guards. On a milk-white ass, come over the sea to me. Come with Apollo in bridal dress, shepherdess and pythoness. Come with Artemis, silken shod, and wash thy white thigh, beautiful God, in the moon of the woods, on the marble mount, the dimpled dawn of the amber fount. What is this about? Dip the purple of passion and prayer in the crimson shrine, this scarlet snare. The soul that startles in eyes of blue to watch thy wantonness, weeping through the tangled grove, the gnarled bole of the living tree that is spirit and soul and body and brain. Come over the sea, Iopan, double or God to me, my man. Come with trumpets sounding shrill over the hill. Come with drums low muttering from the spring. Come with flute and come with pipe. Am I not right? I who wait and ride and wrestle with air that hath no boughs to nestle. My body weary of empty clasp, strong as a lion and sharp as an asp. Come, oh come. I am numb with the lonely lust of devildom. What? Thrust the sword through the galling fetter, all devourer, all begetter. Give me the sign of the open eye, and the token erect of thorny thigh, and the word of madness and mystery. O Pan, Iopan, Pan, I am oh man. Do as thou wilt, as a great God cannot. O Pan. Iopan. I am awake in the grip of the snake. The eagle flashes with beak and claw. The gods withdraw, the great beasts come. Iopan. I am born to death on the horn of a unicorn, of the unicorn. I am Pan. Oh, now he's Pan. Iopan, Pan. I am thy mate, I am thy man. Goat of thy flock, I am gold, I am God. Flesh to thy bone, flower to thy rot. With hoofs of steel I race on the rocks through solstice, stubborn to equinox, and I rave and I rape, and I rip and I rend, everlasting world without end. Mannequin maiden Maenad? What's that? Man in the might of Pan. Iopan, Pan, Iopan. That's something. What is that about? Oh, it's just a little poem.
I think it's just a poem, but I think it's a hypnosis to essentially bring you back to the now, because it's supposed to be like about nature, and Pan is like the goat that, you know. Have you ever seen a goat climbing on the side of a mountain cliff?
Yeah.
So that's like, you know, like it's wild because you can't even believe that it's able to do that. So it's supposed to like invoke a powerful spirit within you. That's why I say it's supposed to have magical power. Because nature is, you know, it's like I don't know. It's you could say it's basically like the Holy Spirit. You know, you just it has like it has a flavor of malevolency to it. You know, like it could have negative repercussions or it could have positive repercussions, but it's just a powerful hypnosis.
Well, I don't want negative repercussions.
People
Hypnosis. I wanted to.
People in the comments say that poem causes like chaos. So,
Oh, gee, thanks a lot.
but what it's trying to say is like be aware. That's what it's trying to say is be aware. So just know that what it's saying is that you could be your own worst enemy. That's basically what it comes down to is chillax, is always have a Mentos available with you. You know, if you carry Mentos with you, the candy, and you memorize that song Mentos Freshness, when something comes at you, life is full of. If you just remember that, that's the ultimate hypnosis. I realized that today is Mentos.
Oh, I like that. That's a nice one. That's a nice jingle too. It's everything.
It's so easy to remember. It's such a perfect NLP script. You want to hear it real quick? It's very funny.
That's great.
Yeah. There's a reason why they run the ads so much for so many years, because like it actually touches on like very deep spiritual topics, which is basically just neuro-linguistic programming.
Yeah, I saw all kinds of stuff about that years ago, and so then I had to hypnotize myself.
Yeah, Mentos is like a perfect example of a hypnosis. It's short and sweet, to the point. It doesn't matter what comes. Nothing gets to you. Staying fresh, staying cool. Fresh goes better. Fresh and full of life.
Mentos, the fresh maker.
Mentos. So what I'm saying is like.
Text there is that they wanted to build a society where people like men's toes.
Well, see, what I'm saying is in the real world, if you want to like really learn magic, if you go to the gas station and you buy a package of Mentos, no matter where you go on your journey from now on, you'll always have Mentos. So it's just because it's like an inside joke, but most people are unaware of that inside joke, but it can actually give you psychological refreshment. So that's the magic trick.
Oh, I like that. I could see that working. That seems nice.
Like in one of the Mentos commercials, a guy sits down in a brand new suit on a bench that has paint, and he realizes he just ruined his suit. So he rolls around, and then he looks at the painter. They both laugh, and he pops some Mentos. So what that's saying is, don't road rage, don't get all angry, and don't fight. Just flow. It's a way to create a flow state. So Mentos is like a secret sigil for the inside joke.
Yeah. Hey, that makes sense. I mean, it doesn't make sense to road rage in the first place.
I know, but your mind is automatic, and so like if your environment changes rapidly or something, you can always go back to like monkey mind. But if you have Mentos, you look at that person who's causing you the problem, and you just pop a Mentos, and you go, and then you just say the script, and then they're just like, "Why isn't my magic working on you?" You're like, "Because I got Mentos magic."
Well, it's Mentos, so what are you gonna do about that?
Well, then they have to escalate, because Mentos Freshness is like the superscript to overcome any type of environmental disturbance. Again, it's an inside joke. It only works if like you believe Mentos works. But what it is a psychological reframe. It's a psychological reframe, yeah.
Yeah. If you've heard the song, it's so catchy you can't.
matter what comes.
It doesn't matter what comes.
Get you better in life.
What's right after that?
It doesn't matter what comes. Get you better in
Fresh goes better in life.
life. With mental
Fresh goes better in life with Mentos.
pressure.
Fuck. What? See, I'm so stupid. I can't even remember it. It's difficult.
It doesn't matter what comes. Get you better in life. With mental pressure throughout life. Nothing gets to you.
Nothing gets to you. That's the middle part of the song. Nothing gets to you. It's kind of funny. Like, I wonder how we could inverse this. Like, if we could plug the script into ChatGPT and be like, give us the opposite of this, then we would get the true, like.
GPT will be like, what are you doing to me? This is great.
Maybe I could try it with Grok. Let me see. But this is also a perfect like example of how advertising and jingles are paired with consumer products.
Yeah.
What is the Mentos commercial lyrics?
Do you think people in advertising are magicians?
Then inverse all the words. Yeah, because advertising deals with neurolinguistic programming, and then even in the background where it's just so. Yeah. Okay, so listen to this. It doesn't matter what comes. Fresh goes better in life with Mentos fresh and full of life. Nothing gets to you. Staying fresh, staying cool with Mentos fresh and full of life. Fresh goes better. Mentos freshens. Fresh goes better with Mentos fresh and full of life. Mentos the fresh maker. So this is the inverted version. Ooh, ood, 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 ha! T doesn't retom, toss, and mock. Oh my god, that like literally made it backwards. How do I say, what do I do? What is it? Synonym? Give me Mentos commercial lyrics, but change all words into synonyms. Synonyms. Doesn't matter what comes. Okay, yeah. That's the original. Replacing words with synonyms. Lyrics with synonyms. It's not important what arrives. Crisp works better in existence. Using Mentos crisp and brimming with energy. Nothing bothers you. Remaining crisp, remaining calm. Using Mentos crisp and brimming with energy. Crisp works better. Mentos crispness. Crisp works better using Mentos. Crisp and brimming with energy. Mentos, the crisp creator.
Okay.
That doesn't. Well, no. See, that I wanted to make it negative, but I guess I have to use antonym. But, anyways, I guess it's good that it stayed positive.
Yeah, that's at least nice. Also, my last name starts with a P, so that could be good for me. Crisp.
The Mentos Fresh Maker. Ooh, we got
and focus on this one situation, honestly.
Can I have an argument against that point that you're making, which is this is a stress test to the United States and to check if the systems really work. If you actually say that this is not important and we should allow it to pass, then what are you gonna allow to pass in the future? It starts gradually. Everything starts gradually. So it starts with the weakest links in the society. And as soon as you allow it to pass, then you're allowing other things to pass in the future. So I think standing up from now for the laws, for the Constitution, for everything, even on small, minute things that you might think are not important, are actually extremely important because it allows things it doesn't allow the domino effect to happen. And that's just my point.
So that's the slippery slope argument. I want to add a couple things in if I can. So the next question is, what is due process in this case? Because the government, meaning the executive branch, will argue that the due process was followed. The district judge disagreed and said Trump must effectuate and facilitate bringing this guy back. The Supreme Court split that baby and said facilitate. Now that's a huge difference because effectuate means Trump has to basically go get him. Not Trump, obviously, but a representative of the U.S. And the Supreme Court says only facilitate. That was written by the liberal justice, Sonia Sotomayor, and joined with Jackson and Kagan, also two more liberal justices. Interesting that they're all...
Right. Read what that full sentence with facilitate says.
You want me to read the sentence from the decision? I'd have to pull it up. Do you want to read it?
Okay, I thought you had it in front of you.
No, I had it earlier in the day. So that's the question. Now what Sotomayor, this is from my memory, is saying is that he should be able to face his accuser, essentially, which is basic criminal law, and offer a defense. Is that what you were going to say? Maybe it was. So in a criminal case, and this is not a criminal case. If you say he wasn't convicted or anything, it's not necessarily relevant because the Secretary of State Rubio is making the argument that somebody who is here in this country who's not a citizen is here at the pleasure of the State Department. Is here. It's not a right. It's a gift. It's a privilege which can be revoked at will. So now here's another thing that has to be decided. Either Bukele is just doing what Trump told him to do, which is a possibility, or Bukele really believes that this guy needs to stay in jail because he's a danger. And we don't know if in El Salvador the case against him is sufficient to jail him. We don't know that either. Obviously, they have a lot of gang members in El Salvador. So
No, we do know a little bit more than that, El Normal. We know that he came here when he was 16. We know that he came here because the reason given was that the very same gangs that they are affiliating him with were threatening his family and his family business, so they came here on asylum. And so I think regardless, listen, let me just tell you this.
This is Trump admin is planning to send citizens to foreign prison and debate the news. This is Jonathan
making
Bing.
him go and drag him back, he's got to bring him back.
This is not your cup of tea for hypnosis? You want another hypnosis script?
Just go and do this.
Okay, let me give you another hypnosis script. Yeah, the Mentos, I feel like that's a perfect way to explain hypnosis. Okay, this is a good one.
because it put me in a good mood. I like that.
Well, yeah, it's positive neurolinguistic programming, but it makes the case for hypnosis as being like actually effective. Because there's a lot of things in there about fresh life, because the whole thing is in Buddhism, you take the deepest breath of the day and then you hold it for 10 seconds and then you say, I am a mountain, or you say, I am the sun, or you say, I am the wind, or you say, I am the universe. And then you say, take a second deep breath, and then you go, I am fresh. It's like turning your computer on and off. That's why the Fresh Maker is so effective. You know, and it's literal because it's candy, so you can actually like, you know, use it as like a magic wand to make yourself happy and to like basically manipulate the universe or manipulate your environment.
I'm going to manipulate the universe with Mentos.
Try it. Like, you know, I'll tell you, this is an example of hypnosis. I went out on a date and I brought a book with me called Sex Magic. And sure enough, she invited me back to her condo that night. And then I tossed the book on her dining room table and I said, if I only knew I had to start bringing a book called Sex Magic with me to all my dates. Because all communication is hypnosis. So click that link above. That's another powerful hypnosis document.
Oh God, That sounds so heavy. All communication is hypnosis.
You could say all communication is projection, all communication is comedy, all communication is hypnosis.
Oh no.
But look at the Mentos advertisement. They ran that ad throughout the globe and that jingle and those words. So like truly that made people want to buy it because they associate psychological freshness with a fucking mint candy.
Well, mint is pretty fresh.
I know, but
Also,
it makes the case that you can technically program yourself through hypnosis. Every time you read a document out loud, you're listening to it. So you're technically hypnotizing yourself and programming your subconscious brain, or literally creating molecules and genetic connections and memories. So, you know,
Do
read
you think that's why
and hypnotize.
people say to read the Bible all the time and to just keep reinforcing that same?
Well, if you make a recording of it, if you made an audiobook of the Bible in your own voice, you'd never have to actually physically touch it again. You could just listen to your own audiobook. And so you'd have access to like Bible programming in your own voice whenever you wanted to, which is a nice thing to have. Because it's very smart. And most people actually communicate based off of the Bible. The Bible is like one huge large language model. So many Americans and many people globally are essentially, you know, if they studied the Bible, they're like connected through it. So if you want more effective communication, study the Bible. I mean, it's the number one book ever created.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, most people, a majority of people are technically. Yeah, but you have to look at it as just numbers. Like in terms of the publishing industry, like throughout human history, more Bibles have been published than any other book ever. So the chances are most people are actually operating off of like a biblical narrative.
It's interesting that we, like, I don't see, like, I see people talk about the Bible and say that it's, a lot of it's a symbolic text, or also to be taken literally sometimes at the parts that are obvious, maybe, something like that. But I find it interesting that people don't talk about which parts of the Bible do what to the human experience when it is kind of brought into it at a susceptible stage. And like some parts of the Bible teach the body how to digest food, which is pretty interesting because if you can have a more healthy system by reading the symbolism into your own body and its experience. And it's like, I don't know. I reached a point after I hypnotized myself with some pretty obscure texts. I reached a point where I could discern what parts of the Bible do what, at least to my system. And I thought that was interesting.
I mean, it's all hypnosis. All communication is hypnosis.
Yeah.
You know, it's all about creating a relaxation response through a good book. And if the book is very intelligent, well, then you get like a double aspect to it.
I used to like to read a lot, and then I kind of stopped reading so much. I should maybe go back to it. I don't know. I have some books to read.
Yeah, I mean, some people go bowling, some people go to the gym, and some people read books. Books.
I used to go to the gym a lot, and then I got kind of injured, so I've been, I don't know, it made me really depressed. I needed Mentos.
Yeah. What you need is a script or hypnosis. The Mentos is just a way to remember about hypnosis, because you can forget that you can hypnotize yourself. It's very easy to do. If you do it early in the morning when you wake up, that's the best time to do it, to read a book.
Okay.
Because
To
you're
read a book. Okay.
read it out loud and record it, because when you wake up, your brain is in a very deep state of relaxation. So it's the best time to immediately get into words and program your mind. It's the best way to do it, because then your brain is technically operating off of something new every single day early in the morning. And if it's real positive, it'll change your life quicker than any other way to change your life.
Oh. Okay. What should I read that's gonna be good and not chaotic? I don't want. I don't want the
Chaos can be good. Chaos is a magic word, so it's not a negative
Well,
word.
yeah. I read. Did you ever read The Croco-Duck of Chaos Magic?
No.
It's a book. It's actually pretty messed up, but it's a book about. It's about Kirk Cameron and his relationship with a croco-duck, which is a crocodile duck. It's total fiction, just total nonsense. And it's all about chaos magic. It's just so fucking, it's hilarious actually. Because it's so outlandish.
I mean, chaos magic is like a concept or just words, but like technically what you really want to be like is a Shakespearean magician. It's much more controlled,
Yeah.
So, I mean, your words are super powerful, and you can hypnotize yourself with your own words, and it's just easier to read a script. You could use ChatGPT to create you a hypnosis, like a generic hypnosis for relaxation, and just use that. That's also just more content,
Okay.
So,
I'll ask ChatGPT to do something nice.
Use Grok or ChatGPT and just write in, create me a hypnosis script that incorporates deep breathing that goes for 1 minute or 5 minutes or 10 minutes. And then read those out loud and record yourself reading those. And oh man, it'll help your life so much. It's such a quick, easy little hack. It's just like self-hypnosis.
I see.
Because you have to incorporate breathing into it. That's the thing, is if you were ever try to hypnotize somebody, you have to start it out with breathing. So you instruct them to take the deepest breath of the day, hold it for 10 seconds, do it a second time, do it a third time. Like, deep breathing is the quickest way to induce yourself or someone else into a deep state of hypnosis.
Oh. Okay. So lots of deep breaths and then Mentos.
Yeah, deep breathing, and then you read the scripts, and then that's how you self-hypnotize.
It's going to be great.
Try
Tomorrow
it.
morning I'm going to read Mentos.
Try doing it on Clown House, and then you'll actually experiment with it, because you'll hypnotize people as they listen to you read the script, or if they actually do the deep breathing with you.
Like make a room in here?
Yeah, just create a room tomorrow morning called Morning Hypnosis with Chris, and actually begin experimenting with self-hypnosis, and you'll be amazed. You'll be like, holy shit, this was like the coolest morning I've ever had.
That sounds great. Very uplifting.
Try it. I've been doing this for years, and it's a lot of fun. It's, and record it, though, but do it on a room replay. Record yourself on Instagram, record yourself on YouTube, take your other phone out or whatever, and record like a video of your hypnosis session. Like, hypnosis is content. All communication is hypnosis. So it's the song that never ends.
Yeah. Lamb chop.
Yeah. Fucking lamb chop.
Lamb chop. That was all hypnosis and the Muppets.
Yeah, that's true. All communication is hypnosis.
Single check. If you're single, heartless. Comment where you're from.
Single check. Do you use TikTok?
think I took it off my phone.
You realize that we are the
I
last
think
generation.
for a little while, I remember it was discouraged. I work for the government, and I have my email on my phone, so I think they didn't want us to have TikTok at one point. I don't know if that changed or anything. I haven't heard anything.
Yeah, I don't think it matters. Patrick Bateman is here. Welcome, Dr. Patrick. We're doing
the fresh maker.
We're doing hypnosis scripts or discussing communication. What are you doing?
Not much. Just came inside. I saw a word called Republican Podcast. So I was like, let me see what are you guys talking about. Are you guys Trump supporters?
Yeah, I'm a Trump voter.
Me too. Nice.
MAGA.
I search for a federal judge, so I don't take political positions publicly. But it's great that people are engaged in public discourse. That's the most general thing I can say. I don't know.
So, do you have any new business cards, Patrick?
Well, actually, I have my own IT consulting firm right now, and I work on Wall Street. Yeah. I got like two things going on in my life right now. So I'm a cybersecurity analyst. I work for a bank of New York. And I also have my IT consulting firm, which I started last year.
How's it going?
Not bad, not bad. We move employees. We move employees. We move 60 to 80 employees each year. So it's not bad. It's a good start. It's not bad. So yeah, we do have employees working as a contract for our clients, and yeah, we do have 60 to 70 employees that work for our IT consulting firm. It's been a year and a half, and yeah, we've been seeing a lot of growth, and it's been getting better. After Trump is back, the market is a little bit okay now. I think comparing to last, the fucking Democrats destroyed the whole market. 2025, I mean, I don't know what's going to happen, but so far it's so good. And yeah, the IT market is not bad. But I heard that the layoffs are going to happen next month, so we have to prepare for that, and we have to find our contractors to get into a new project, or I don't know what our clients are going to do with their current contractors. If they lay off, they lay off. If they don't lay off, then they don't lay off. So yeah, just waiting for some decisions. I hope America doesn't go into recession.
Do you think that there's people who want a recession just because they're on the other political side?
Yeah.
That's wild, isn't it? I don't understand
feel
that mindset. I just can't understand why you would.
I mean, the past 4 years we've seen America's been going through recession. When Biden was there, America was fucked up. But actually, right now, Trump is doing better. I think the tariffs. I mean, I don't have problems with tariffs. France, China, Japan, they put a lot of tariffs for America. So I mean, it's not a war. He's doing great. He's doing good. We need to put tariffs for a lot of companies that are sending a lot of products from companies from France, Australia, Italy, a lot of countries like that. So and also Trump is trying to manufacture a lot of things in America, right? I mean, talking about the cost, it'll be expensive. Yeah, it is going to be expensive, but still, I don't know, man. I don't know. I cannot predict the Trump's plan.
What happens when we get a new type of manufacturing industry when everything comes back to America, where it's all made by AI and only a few workers are needed just to manage the, I don't know, either equipment or AI a little bit?
That's a great point you have made by AI, but I don't know if that's the plan. If that's the plan, then that'll be so good, and that'll be successful, and you don't have to pay a lot of things in America, like, because the AI makes it easy, right? So that's a great point. Yeah, that's a great point. I haven't thought about that. Yeah.
Do you think I'm a little concerned when I'm not so concerned about like job numbers and things like that as much. I mean, it makes sense to be concerned about it, I suppose, but my main concern is that the price of goods, in order for things to like stabilize in a way that would actually create a really comfortable place for America generally, is that the price of everything would need to plummet. And the only way to do that, I think, is through cutting costs with AI. But even people who, I mean, that's at least one available thing. But the people who make that AI will be like, no, you need to pay me all this crazy amount of money because I made that thing, so that we don't have the cost. So it just shifts the cost. And, I mean, it's a little bit ridiculous, especially I mean, this sort of thing happens now, where you could look around on the internet to buy various programs for like working through like a drop shipping platform or something, where someone created software or they licensed software that coordinates something about all that stuff. And I don't know enough about it, but the fact is that it's so I mean, running code is a relatively cheap thing. But the amount that they're asking for those programs are just, it's as though it's there just for gatekeeping purposes, not for actually like what it costs to actually produce that type of license. So it's kind of like an excuse to say, well, this is expensive because it's new and impressive AI, when it's not distinguishable from an AI that creates its own code or something for the same product. So I don't know that it makes all that much sense to be asking for a lot of money for those things, which really, I mean, $5 tops, and they're asking for like thousands and thousands. I once listened to something and they were like, if you want to use this, it's $40,000 to use this like drop shipping platform and set up like your own drop shipping store. I'm like, that doesn't make any sense. Oh, you have to invest in yourself. Well, yeah, that still doesn't make any sense. Yeah. It doesn't matter. Like, I don't disagree that you have to invest in yourself, but when that investment's $5, then sure, I'll do it, because it's just not worth it. The cost of goods are just too high, and the cost of entry into AI like that is so high. So I'm curious about what might happen with a manufacturing industry that comes back to domestic grounds, employs AI, and claims that it could be cheaper when I think the reality that we'll see is that it'll either get more expensive or it'll stay the same, which doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, it might get expensive or it might not. Or it might be the same. Yeah, but like I've never thought about this point, the AI point. I've never thought about it, but yeah, that might happen, but because Trump might have some plans on AI, or I don't know, man. Like I can't understand this plan, man. Like, but I have trust in Trump. I have my faith in Trump. He's gonna make it better because that's why we voted. So yeah, I put my faith in Trump, and I feel like taxes for like the nonprofit, because mine's like a Christian IT consulting firm that's connected with my church.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, so like I don't know what's gonna happen. So let's see. Yeah. I don't know, man. Like the AI, I'm thinking about it right now. They might have some plans. Yeah, AI. They might do.
I mean, if we're talking about efficiency in government to work more robustly and quicker, I think it makes sense to kind of, it's tough to say it, but it might make sense to gut things and then put in something that's more automated where it's possible to automate. That way, just in the interest of cutting costs and giving people their lives back who are working in these jobs that aren't.
Yeah.
I mean, if a script can do your job, and because it could coordinate with a lot of other agencies, then these people in roles that did nothing but coordinate with other agencies, kind of, it makes sense to make them obsolete, as sad as it sounds for the people whose jobs they were, but in a real way that gives people that freedom back, and then they can, I don't know, find something else to do, and it will be, and then it costs the government $5 to run that for like 4 years, rather than the like millions or whatever. So who knows? I don't know if that's, I don't know what degree that's actually going on or what. I just don't follow it, but like even in the judicial system, there are ways that certain actions at the clerk's office, for example, can be streamlined through the use of AI. I'm sure. I don't know if any are using it, but so many of those things are either routine or they're already using websites for like document submission and things like that. So it can work. It can work in a lot of ways that 15 years ago would have been like, oh, I didn't know I could scan a document in and read it on a PDF. It's like, oh wow, it's like I remember back in 2000 during college, in the summer, I worked for Abbott Laboratories in their like FDA reporting area for their pharmaceuticals. It's pharmacovigilance, and they were like passing around folders all the time, and I did some data entry. And I showed one of the doctors how to scan something in, and then we can just work off of the scan. And I was just some intern at that point, but I saved them, I don't know how much money, millions probably over years, just showing them how to scan something in on the machine they already had. And it was like, what are you guys even doing? So it's like, I don't know. The efficiency it's something that it can
applies to anyone, I think, and there's all kinds of things that become more efficient once you already have that model going, and you can't even foresee it. Because once different models are working together, then you really have an opportunity for things that you don't even know could even come up in the first place. So yeah, I mean, it certainly makes sense. We already have kind of like automated farming and stuff nowadays. So there's all kinds of industries that can benefit from these kind of efficiencies, and so people can still work hard if they want to, or get the same result and really not lift a finger. Like, it's kind of ridiculous, but I don't know. People always find something to work hard at, though, which is nice. If only we could work hard at our Mentos hypnosis. That's what we need.
Oh, Sarah Sebo wants to say something.
Mentos freshness.
Mentos freshness.
Sup, Edmund?
When life comes at you, just take Mentos.
Preach.
Freshness is full of life. Mentos, the fresh
feels better.
Fresh feels better. It's Mentos freshness. So this is called Chillism Super Stupid Hypnosis, where we've been doing hypnosis scripts. If you want to click the link above and self-hypnotize, please read us the script right now.
Yeah, you have to read that one, because is that the one that I read?
Yeah, it's an updated one. It's called The Book of the Law, Chapter 3.
Ooh. Abrahadabra.
Okay, I'm trying to create content over here. One of you beautiful participants is going to help me create some content.
The ending of the words is the word abrahadabra. The book of the law is written and concealed. Oh, ha. That's a good one. Do you think that we have free will if we give ourselves up to hypnosis? No. Come on, yes or no? What do you think? Like, even if it's Mentos hypnosis.
Staying fresh, staying full. This metro's fresh and full of life. Will you play another hypnosis thing? Something really good that isn't like something real creepy. A creepy hypnosis. Or did you fall asleep?